Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you very much for joining me for today's project. So I have a bumper project to share with you today. We're going to be making all of this today and I'm going to show you exactly what I used in a moment, but I want to show you what it is first. It's a file folder box. It's absolutely just great to look at. I absolutely love looking at this. This is going to look great on a display, and if you've been on vacation or a holiday, this is going to be perfect for collecting all of your photos, your memorabilia. We have a notebook in here as well. So today we're going to be making all of these file folders and this box here. So it's going to be a hybrid project. So some of this is using some of my dies, my album dies, and the file box there is made with the Scoreboard. So it's a lovely little hybrid make, and you may have seen me share some of this on social media as well. So I'm glad that if you found it there that you have joined me today. So here I have just a notebook. It's just a traveller's notebook. Again, you can put the whole folder of the traveller's notebook in here as well. There's room for that. There's room for lots of things. Okay, so that is the notebook, and then moving over now to the file folders. So I've decorated this inside and out, and the cutting and scoring guide is on my website. The link for that is down below. Okay, so I've got here some file folders, and I'll be making one more today just to have a fifth at the back. So we have this one here, got a card there that opens up, and then I've got this lovely tab on the side. And if you want to skip straight to the tutorial, just skip straight to the tutorial. You don't have to watch this if you don't want to know too much about it. Okay, so there is the first one, and again I've added clips, made it really fun and interactive. You can add your photos in there and keep that way round. And then we have these lovely what's the name, Polaroid style photo mats there, and inside again more photo mats. This is going to be perfect for adding, you know, feathers, or you know, some people collect feathers. I guess they pick up a feather from where they visited. You can pop that in there. You know, little bags, leaflets, little posters and things that are fold up maps as well is going to be perfect for this. And then we've got some, we're carrying on now, all these are lined up as well. So again, more photos in there. If you love to pick things up when you go away, this is going to be absolutely perfect. Again, we have more photos in here as well. Oh, I left that one empty because this one says special keepsakes, so you can pop in some special things that you have collected in this one here. And then we're going to make the fifth one today along with this box folder. So let's pop everything back and then get started with the tutorial. Okay, so to make the folders, I have used the landscape album die set. This is now currently a standalone item because the binding has now gone sold out. We won't be ordering any more because we've now moved over to the large album. But if you have this set or you have the large album, you can make this project. It's just that we have this standalone now, and it's deal of the day, so it's now half price at $13.99, and we get everything in here to make what we have made today. We also have a waterfall element as well, and pockets and a belly band. So for $13.99 this is an absolute bargain, because some of these dies are absolutely massive. So we're going to be using that die first, and the papers that I'm using is from one of my very first launches. This is the Tropical Memories. Some of you may remember this, and there's only a few of these left in stock now. And again, once this is gone, it's gone. And you have all of these cut out pages here as well. I've had a really good bash at this pad. There's probably a couple of pads in here as well. So again, absolutely gorgeous papers. Perfect for this sort of a project. Now, if you wanted to make this project, let me know in the comments what theme or papers you would go for. You can do nautical, you can do a Paddington Bear one. This is my last project. That's the one just before this video. You know, let me know down in the comments what you would make. Right, so we're going to be making our file folder today, and I've got all of my little bits all ready to cut out. So I have here, there is one little manual cut that you need for this one, and this one is cut at, I'll give you all the measurements. This will be on my website too. 9 inches by 6 3/8. That is part of the page, the folder, and we're just going to run this through So it's a large die, so you're going to be needing a large format machine. And it's going to do the cutting and the scoring for you. Okay, I'm trying not to make a mess to my side because I tend to do that. Right, so this I'm going to process as I go along. So make as many of these as you want file folders. I'm going to keep this because we can make our side tabs with some of the offcuts. Okay. Right, so all we have to do now is just fold this down. So if you've used any of my album dies, you'll be really familiar with this first part of the section. Okay, so keep those folded and now add your glue to these flaps whilst they're kind of laying down flat. I'm using Cosmic Shimmer today because it dries super fast, but you still got a bit of wiggle room as well. Now having the dies for this really does speed up getting your project on its way, because the faster that you can get your base pieces done, the more fun and energy you're going to have for decorating. Otherwise you may have to split it into 2 or 3 sessions if you're doing everything manually. Right, so press that down and now I have this file folder. And you can have it that way round, and you can have it this way round. Okay, it would be really cool if I could make another one of these, but in landscape. Maybe I'll do that. Let me know. Okay, let's move on now to what I've used for the tabs. Now this is a duo set, so we've got the stamps here. It comes with a little belly band. That's the stamp set. You get the negative strip, the Polaroid style frame, and we have all of these here as well. Love that. And it comes with these dies. There we go. I've used this one on here. It folds in half, so you can have it either side. It's a really nice effect there. And we're going to be using this one here. Let me show you all of the dies because I've tipped them out onto a magnetic sheet. So here are all the dies, and I've been using this little one here. I love this one. So grab your strip, and I am going to just quickly move over now to my smaller Big Shot. And I have here my magnetic platform, my very well loved sparkly plates, that just holds everything in place. There we go. And if you want to, it has the matching stamp set as well, so if you wanted to stamp the outline of that on there, you can do. I'm just going to ink mine. Okay, so I want to have everything lined up properly, so I'm going to grab all of these out, and this one will go on the bottom, but I'm going to work with it on the top because I'm still going to have that lined up in the right place. Oh no, where's my tab gone? There it is. Oof. Okay, so we're just going to add just a bit of glue here to do a dry run first, because you can pop this any old way you want. You can pop it on like that so that it's lined up. You can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So you can have the edges lined up just there, or you can have it sticking out very slightly if you want to, or you can have it tucked in so it's very subtle. I like that sort of look, and I like it sticking out very slightly. So I'm just going to add glue just to this edge here. Line everything up, so line everything up and work your way backwards, stacking up backwards, and then you can turn everything round the right way. And then I'm just going to line it up here visually, and then that should be in the right place. Quickly test before the glue dries properly. That is, just needs to be moved down just a bit lower. It's a lot easier to do this before you decorate as well, because then everything lies nice and flat. There we go, so we have the last one. Okay, and the next thing I want to do now is ink everything. So I'm going to be using Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo, Distress ink. I don't have the Oxide, but it's on my list. I will be getting some. But if you have either of these, or the walnut, not flavour, the walnut shade, that will work fine as well. Walnut is another really nice brown sort of distressing aging colour. Okay, so I'm not going to be decorating this today. I'm just showing you how to do all the base pieces, and the cutting guide for all of the page mats for this one and the cutting guide for the folder will be on my website, so you can go ahead and make your own. I'm going to save what I'm making today and to decorate with different papers. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to go for, but I will be doing another tutorial with this and decorating it again with something different, because I want to just create a completely different look to what I've created here today, because it's just such a versatile little project. Okay, so that's all the distressing done. There we go. Right, so we have here page mats for this. Again, I have distressed the edges, so you can see it's all like a torn pattern. Now I have used, if I can find it, because it's fallen off my hook. It fell off my hook last time and I lost it, so I bought another one. But here it is. I haven't opened it yet because I found it. Now I've lost it again. But anyway, this is the paper distresser. If I can find a link for this, I will link it down below. And it looks like I may have to open it now because I've lost the other one. Never mind. Okay, so go around all of your pages, all your page mats here, and just distress everything. That really adds to this look, and it goes really well with the inked pages and the paper pattern as well. Okay, now let's move over now to making the box. I'll pop this in the back. Okay, this looks complicated, but it's really quite easy. Just going to get my handwritten measurements out as well. There we go. So you are going to be needing a scoring board for this as well. So let's start off with the back piece. Now that needs to measure 9.5 by 3 1/4. Again, don't worry about writing any of this down because it's going to be written in the cutting guide on my website, which is linked down below. Okay, so we're going to have this in portrait, so this would be landscape, this will be portraits, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. It does like to move when you're that close to the edge. 1/2 inch and 2 3/4. And then turn it once and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about that because it's going to be rubbed out or covered with paper. So fold everything down, and then we're going to taper the ends and cut off the corners. just going to go along like this, but on this side it doesn't have to be perfect. You can go straight across, or you can taper it like that. But at the top we need to make sure our taper is quite steep, because it has to take into allowance this angle here. So I'm going to do quite a steep taper for that one. Okay, that is our back piece done. Right, base, there's no scoring or anything for this. You just need two pieces that measure between 7 and 2/4. No, let's start again. The base needs to measure 7 by 2 1/4 inches, and you need 2 of those. I think I need a cup of tea. Right, let's work on the front. Okay, so this is slightly off square, so it's slightly more rectangular. So we have 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. So with the 3 1/4 side across the top, we are going to score at 1/2 inch and 2 3/4. And then we're going to turn it once, and then we are going to score at 1/2 inch. This is going to end up being upside down with my writing, so I'm just turning that around. The back piece is already upside down. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same. Press everything down and then taper these, so we don't have to worry about a steep taper on that one, because we're all good. Okay, that is our front piece. And now for the sides. There's no scoring for this, so let's get rid of that. We are going to be needing a ruler. Right, so these two measure 9 1/2 by 7 inches. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, because these have a different colour on the back, so I'm using A4 Craft cardstock that I've cut down. With the craft cardstock, you tend to have a lighter colour on the back. So what I'm going to do is put them back to back, so I have the best sides facing out. You don't need to do this if you have cardstock that's exactly the same both sides, but because this is different, I'm going to do that. Now, just double check I get this right. There's a notch that we need to pop in, not a notch, but a little marking that we need to pop in, and that is 6 inches from the top. There we go. Oh, and we do need to score this. Oh, I forgot about that last little score line. So we've got the 6 inches from the top. Grab your paper trimmer. I'm just going to use my Viscous one. It's my favourite. I will link this down below, but if you're in the UK, you will have to have it shipped from either the US or Europe. So we're going to go from this top corner here to this little notch there, and I have both sides. This trimmer can cope with chipboard, really thin paper, self-sharpening blade. It's my favourite trimmer. Okay, so take your time here lining everything up. So you've got your little corner there. Okay, once you're happy, do that. And then we have our two sides done. If you want to, you can just use a ruler and a craft knife if you want to do that. You can draw a line if that makes it easier to line everything up. And now we're just going to quickly make our score line, which is 1/2 inch at the bottom. Okay, and when you make your papers to mat this, you basically cut the same rectangle piece, but the measurements for this will be on the website, and you cut it in exactly the same way. Do them back to back as well, so you can do it at the same time, so you can cut the front and the back in one go. So the method is exactly the same, and the measurements for the sides are on the website. So let's fold these down. Whoops. And then taper the edges. And then once I've done this, we are ready to assemble. Okay, so we're going to be starting. Keep these for scraps as well. You can do some more file tabs and things. Okay, these are all of our pieces now. So start with your base. We're going to create some space here. We need it. Okay, so we have the back piece. Turn this around and we're going to glue this on just like that at the back, so we have the colour matching here. We're going to be gluing everything to the back, and then the last piece we put on is the base piece to cover all of those flaps, and that will also give it a bit of strength then with the double layer on the bottom. Okay, so go up to the score line, so make sure you can fold that up just like that. Make sure it's all straight. There we go. Let's do the front piece. Oh, where's my front piece? I literally just had it. Here it is. It was at that angle, so I couldn't see it. Okay, let's get this glued down. And if you want to mat these all before you pop this together, you can do that as well. Okay, side pieces. So make sure you have your pointy end on this side. So if you do ever kind of get muddled up, just do this and then go to the side like that. And that is where you pop it. So again, always test this as you lift it up. I'm going to turn this over now. Again, make sure your long side goes along the back. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this flying bird, I guess, long tail. Peacock, do peacocks fly? Oh, let me know. Okay, so now we're going to build up the edges now. Put the walls up. So add your glue, go right up to the corner. Easiest thing to do is just set this down flat like that, and you can kind of keep an eye on the edge here as you go. There we go. Now for the second one. Turn that over. There is our back done. See, this is actually really easy to put together, so just do it step by step, and this will be together in no time. And there we have our box almost done. I did get some of my measurements, my cutting was a little bit off. This is all manual cut, so if this does bother you, if it goes over, you can just get your scissors out and you can trim that. Okay, so let's pop the last piece on, which is at the base. I'm going to just rub this out actually, because I'm not too sure how I'm going to be decorating this, so let's rub that out and then glue that on. Did I mention I'm using Cosmic Shimmer? I've filmed a couple of videos today already, so I cannot remember what videos I said it in, but anyway, everything that I'm using today is listed down below, because I always get questions, especially if I don't list them. Okay, that is our last little piece. There we go. Whoops, I bent that. And that is our file folder, and we can fit in all of our bits here. I'm going to pop in there really nicely, and when you start papering the outside and the inside, it really does, you know, create a nice sturdy box. You can tell the difference there. And if you want to, you can make a whole line of these and glue them together, and you make yourself a nice little display there. You can do a whole year in review if you want to. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Let's pop these back in here, and there's just one other thing I'd like to show you. This will also fit my large album. So I made this last year for World Book Day, and this will fit inside here. The tutorial for this is down below. I did a live, I think, for this one. This will also fit in there as well. Isn't that great? There we go. Okay, so that is today's project. The cutting guide and the scoring guide is on my website, listed down below. All the product listings will be there too, as well as down below. So today, just to recap, I have used the A5 journal stamp duo, and the deal of the day, which is for today only, the landscape album die set, which is £13.99, and once this is sold out, we won't be getting this back in. And I've also used the Tropical Memories 12 by 12 pack as well. So I absolutely love those papers. So if you like this project, give me a thumbs up. If you make this project, please let me see it. I would love to see what kind of project that you're going to be making with this and what it's going to look like at the end. So you can follow me on Helen Griffin UK on Facebook, and you can also join our group if you want to. Some lovely bunch of people over there to share all your lovely projects. That is Paper Crafting with Helen Griffin. So thank you very much for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and I'll see you again in my next video.